There are so many products out there that are a complete waste of money and will slow your progress towards becoming a better photographer. Today, I'm gonna share some secrets with you that you probably aren't gonna hear anywhere else. This is my list of 5 things that beginner portrait photographers should never buy. You're gonna thank me for this later. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Miguel Quiles. If you're into learning more about becoming a better photographer, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And I know you will too, because I'm going to save you some time and some money today with this video. Let's get right into the first thing on my list of things that you should never buy, and that is a UV filter. If you go into any camera store and buy a lens, one of the top add-on items that a salesperson is gonna try and recommend to you is a UV filter. They're gonna say something like, you need this to protect your lens. 9 times out of 10, they'll tell you this if you decide not to buy an extended warranty to protect your purchase, as it's often much cheaper, and I think to most people, it just makes a lot of sense. Here's the deal though, UV filters don't work any better towards protecting your lens than using something like the lens hood that comes packaged in the box. It really makes no sense to me why anyone would want to put a cheap piece of plastic or glass over their expensive lenses. They simply don't do what the salespeople are telling you that they do. Here's what's up. I'm gonna share a secret as to why a salesperson at a camera shop might recommend a UV filter to you so desperately. In case you didn't know, cameras and lenses don't have very high markups. As a matter of fact, most cameras and lenses are only marked up around 5 to 15% above what they pay for it buying it from the manufacturer or distributor. While that might seem like a lot, keep in mind that's before they pay any credit card merchant fees or any other fees involved in running a business. That means that super expensive $1,000 lens that you bought probably has like a $50 to $150 markup at best above what they paid for it. In order to bring up those margins, these salespeople will recommend UV filters mainly because they represent a much higher markup. I'm talking like 30% to as high as 60% markups above cost. Bottom line here is that these filters are not needed on any modern lens and are really there to profit the person that's selling them to you. The second item on my list of things that you should never buy are automated portrait retouching programs. I'm not gonna name names, but you've probably seen the ads for programs that will retouch your portraits and make them look flawless by pushing a button. Here's the truth. The results you get from programs like that are not acceptable at a commercial level. There is no artificial intelligence that exists today that can make artistic decisions the way that a skilled photographer would. Oftentimes, these programs make the people in your photos look like cartoon characters, and even worse, it's going to keep you from developing your eye to see what a good portrait should look like. Take the money that you would have spent to buy that program and invest in industry standard programs like Lightroom, Capture One, and Photoshop, and learn the fundamentals of editing portraits. If you're looking for some great free resources to help you with that, I'll leave some links to some of my favorite YouTube channels in the description of this video. The third thing on my list is probably gonna get me some hate, but I gotta say it, beginner portrait photographers should not buy presets. If you've watched any number of YouTube videos about portrait photography here on YouTube, I'm sure that you've seen people selling their own line of custom presets that they claim are their secret sauce to getting great pictures. Very similar to the second item on my list, you'll hear them say that by pressing a button, you can make your portraits look like theirs. This simply isn't true. Ever heard of the saying that if you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig? I think the same thing applies here. When I started out, I fell into the trap and I bought several different preset packages. I slapped them on top of my portraits and I couldn't figure out for the life of me why they looked nothing like the ones that I saw from my favorite photographers. Has this happened to you? If so, let me know in the comments. Unless you shot the same type of photo that they did under the same lighting conditions with similar gear, similar settings, your photos aren't going to look like the examples that are being shown to you. They could be a good starting point for someone who knows their way around Lightroom, but beginners usually don't know how to use these programs and will find it difficult, if not impossible, to get the results that they want. Hold off on buying presets until you've gotten comfortable using Lightroom, and to be honest, by that point, you may decide that you're better off without them. Before we jump into the fourth thing on my list, I want to take a moment to let you know that my Dramatic Portraiture 101 tutorial is on sale right now through the end of the month. In it, you'll see 4 different photo shoots where I share everything that you need to know to help you get a similar result. I then take those images and I show you 4 different ways that you can retouch your portraits using programs like Lightroom, Capture One, exposure software, and Photoshop. I also share tips on how I choose between different light modifiers for my portrait photography, as well as some business tips if you want to make money taking portraits. The entire tutorial is just over 7 hours long, and it usually sells for $199, but for a limited time, you can download the complete tutorial for only $89. This is a promotion that I only offer once a year, so if you're looking for a one-stop resource that you can use to take better portraits and learn some of the various ways that I retouch my work, head over to the link in the description and download it today. Moving right along, in at number 4 on my list is something so common, there's a 90% chance that you've got one in your camera bag. That is a memory card. Now, I'm not talking about just any memory card, since you'll obviously need one in most cases to be able to use your camera. I'm talking about cheap memory cards. Listen, I know photography is expensive. We all want to save money when we can, and often the allure of saving a bunch of money by buying a cheap memory card is so strong. I bought this cheap 32 gigabyte memory card back in the day for $10, and that was at a time when a comparable quality brand card of the same size would run around $80. It really didn't make much sense to me why there was so much of a difference, and to be honest, I didn't care to learn since I was saving so much money. Here's the thing though, not all memory cards are the same. Beyond the physical quality differences between different cards, you've probably noticed that most of them have a little symbol or a bunch of little symbols and additional numbers on them, like this Sony SD card that I have here. These numbers tell you how fast these memory cards read and write data, as well as the minimum speeds that they offer for things like 4K video recording. Take a few moments before you buy your next memory card to read up on the differences and buy the best card based on how you plan on using your camera. I'll leave a link to a video that I made that explains the differences in the description of this video. In at number 5 on my list are camera mega bundles. If you buy your cameras from websites like Amazon, you're guaranteed to see sellers offering these bundles that have tons of different things included for a few $100s above the price of the camera alone. If you take the time to research each of the items that you see in these bundles, you'll find some pretty crazy things. Take this bundle on Amazon for the camera that I use, the Sony a7R IV. They have in the thumbnail accessories that actually come included in the box with the camera. They're not separate, it's not extra, it's all stuff that you get when you buy the camera. The rest of the items that you'll see are likely going to be cheap knockoffs that will likely end up in the garbage or tucked away somewhere in your closets. My recommendation is to buy the gear that you actually want. If you happen to find a bundle that offers the camera and accessories from brands that you'd buy otherwise at a lower cost, then by all means, go for that. Just don't fall into that trap of buying these bogus camera bundles that include cheap trash garbage that's really just there to line the pockets of the seller that's selling those products. I'm sure as you've been watching this video, you've thought of some items that you thought would be on my list but weren't. I want to know what items that you think beginners should never buy and leave them in the comment section below. Hey, while you're there, do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. Now, if you want to learn some of my favorite portrait photography tips, check out one of the videos that you'll see here on this screen. See you there.